Hey, shout out, folks. It's Bob the Old Rucker here. Redbeard and I and the rest of the shout out team pray you are having an amazing, incredible, and wonderful day. Hey, do you have shameless plugs for events happening in your area? Let us know. We're all about getting the good word out. Check out the show notes for opportunities to have fun in an alcohol, drug, and judgment-free zone. Hey, wow. Thanks to you anonymous donors this week for hitting up the donate link at shoutoutfromthepit.com. We're humbled by your generosity. $1 here and $1 there helps with business cards, equipment upgrades, technology, and platform fees. Friends, all we desire to do is get hope and inspiration to the hurting. Your donations helps us to do just that. Hit the donate link on shoutoutfromthepit.com and drop $1 for the cause. And if you would like to support the show with business cards, equipment, technology, or gift certificates or items for our guest, please let us know on the contact page or call or text 501-613-8915. And not a single dollar goes to any member of the shout out team. We are all just volunteers and grateful to serve. Thanks for helping us spread hope, love, and inspiration. Speaking of 501-613-8915, that's an unmonitored number where you can leave voice messages and text. Stop what you're doing right now and call or text 501-613-8915 and leave us some inspirational, motivational messages. We'll give you a shout out and include your message on the podcast. That number again is 501-613-8915. Looking forward to getting pumped up with your shout out. Hey, we don't want you to miss any of our episodes, so be sure to sign up at shoutoutfromthepit.com, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere you listen to the show. Like, join, and share the hope, love, and inspiration with the masses. You'll get Diane's missives full of awesome tools and encouragement, daily insights from the shout-out team, and episodes designed to edutain as you trudge the road to happy destiny. As always, it's for free and for fun. And we love your feedback. Y'all sincerely bless us and let us know we're on the right track. Please keep sending those suggestions on how we can improve your show. This is the People's Show, your show, a platform where your message can be heard and shared with people looking for hope and good news. We want to share your story, how you overcame your hurt, habit, or hang up, and what you do to maintain a healthy, happy life today. Contact us at shoutoutfromthepit.com. We're looking forward to meeting you and sharing your story with us and the world. And be sure to join our growing family of optimistic folks on Facebook. The Shout Out team thrives on positive, optimistic, humorous, and inspirational memes, good news stories, and anything that brightens the day and shares hope. Hey, humble reminder. These raw and uncensored recovery episodes are about real people with real struggles and real solutions. And now, on with the show. Have you guys ever done a show before? This is your first time doing a podcast? Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I'm totally honored, man. Totally honored. Okay. Hey, shout out, folks. It's Bob the Old Rucker coming at you raw and uncensored. And this is just a test. Holy God.
People.
Yeah. And that's okay because I forgot to do a sound check. Yeah, that's a trip. All right. So I can't hear you unless I got the mics on. And the reason I do this is so I know you're in the mic.
Okay.
All right. So, Blake, give me just a 1, 2, 3.
All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Can you pull that closer to you a little bit?
Yeah.
The closer you are to the mic, the better it sounds. Oh, great. Do it again.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Robin?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
You definitely got to bring that mic closer.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Yep. That'll work.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Danny, for that introduction. Right? So this is your first time doing a show, guys. You never done a podcast before?
No.
Never.
So cool. So cool. I can say I knew you win, right? That's so awesome. All right, here we go. Shout out, folks. It's Bob the Old Rucker coming at you raw and uncensored. And as always, only God knows what's going to happen on this show. Welcome to Shout Out from the Pit, where the host sucks, but the guest, Robin and Blake, are awesome. I'm the host, and Redbeard, my friend, partner, and producer, is the brains behind the scenes. Always, folks, give him a shout out if you can. Just let him know he's appreciated, even though he's rarely on the show. All right. So joining us today are Blake and Robin, or Robin and Blake, whatever's proper. So, guys, just give us a shout out.
Hi, everybody. I'm Blake.
Hey, I'm Robin.
All right. Gosh, I can feel your enthusiasm. You're excited about being here, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you guys nervous at all?
A little bit.
A little bit.
That's honest.
Yeah.
That's honest. So let me just ask you, and really, we're raw and uncensored. So what the heck? Why are you nervous?
Just because I don't do good speaking publicly, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you feel safe?
I feel safe. I totally do.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got Blake there, Mad Mountain Blake. Dude looks like he came out of the man. All you're missing is like one of those, big axe over your shoulder.
We got one at home.
You got one at home. Hey, my audience can't see us, so I got to do a quick describe. Blake's got this bad beard, dude. It's like one of those, commercial beards that you're going to be selling like beard wax or something on one of these commercials. You got that biker haircut. All you're missing is a Harley, right?
Right.
And you're a veteran too, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So you fit the bill. Of course, you got your I Love America shirt on. That's rock. All right. And Robin, I don't even have my glasses on. What's your shirt say?
His shield maiden.
His shield maiden.
Yeah, because he's got a shirt that says
Her Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
And the beard, that's all on her. She's the one that picks the beard style and the haircut. I just rock it. That's all.
You do rock it, bro. You do. I tried growing a beard. Did you ever see me when I had my beard? Yeah, there's a reason for it. All right. And Robin, if you haven't heard it 1,000 times, you haven't heard it enough. You have one of those smiles that just melts people.
Thank you.
I don't know what it is about you, but I have never seen anybody walk by you and not give you a hug.
Mm-hmm.
But, when they walk by Blake, they just keep going. Hey, dude, I got the same deal. We got to wrestle people down to get a hug, right? Nah, we'll have a hug,
He's sort of like my bodyguard.
Oh, there's no doubt in my military mind. Wow. There's something special about Robin that we haven't even mentioned yet. And we're going to get into that deeper in the show. Yeah. But Robin, I don't know what politically correct is. I don't think you guys are politically correct. So I don't know what the right term is. But what do you say about yourself? What is the term you would use?
As far as what?
I don't know. Getting around. You have the use of thoroughly one arm, but not the rest of your.
It's just partial paralyzation, or however you say it.
Okay, so do you say I'm partially paralyzed, or do you say I'm disabled or handicapped? What do you say?
Usually, I just say I'm Robin.
That's a great answer, girl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, slap down. All right. I remember when I first met you, I was intrigued, first of all, that you came in on your, what do you call your go-kart or your motorized?
I just call it a scooter.
Your scooter. Okay. So you roll in on your scooter, and the first thing, everybody notices is you just smile. Is it glued to your face? Is that a medical condition to always have that smile?
Only when I'm out and about. Like at home, I just have like this resting bitch face or whatever.
Oh, that's honest. Hey, so Blake, have you ever seen something that goes with the RBF? Attitude wise, has she ever lit you up?
I'm not at liberty to disclose that.
Usually when females flirt with him.
No.
Yeah, I might catch fire for that. So I usually just try to get out of those situations quickly.
I wish I had that problem. If women flirt with me, my wife's like, boy, they can't see for crap, can they? We got married to hypnotism while we're off about 18 months later. She woke up one day and was like, "Who are you?" Yeah. It's sad.
Telling Robin, I was like, they wouldn't keep me. They'd send me back.
All right. Okay, so here's some other things that I know that we want to kind of jump out there with. You guys are recently married.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So who proposed to who?
I did. I proposed to her.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, right before Halloween. And then we got married Christmas Day.
Wow. How did that go over? I mean, just give me the scenario. Who wants to tell it?
Well, I mean, I guess we always knew we were going to get married in the long run. I just didn't know when. I was like, okay, so are you going to marry me anytime soon?
Aww.
Like, we met on TikTok, actually.
Yep.
He was in Alabama, and I was from Arkansas, from Prairie County, and we started liking each other's videos and stuff, and then he just sent me a message and said, hey, and we got to talking, and he came down to visit me one Christmas and just never went home. So
what?
I think it's more of a found home. So.
Wow, that was a great answer. I found home. Wow, that's a mic drop statement. Okay, I got to dwell on that for a little bit. All right. So the reality is, on the surface, of course, you guys are married, and we see too. I mean, if you've listened to any of the episodes, I use a lot of the same lines over again. It's just part of me. It's who I am. But when people mention your names, the first thing that is spoken is completely up to you. And it's always good. People like you. Robin, it's not just your smile. It's just that you're there for people. I watch you interact with people. I see you bring new people in. Mm-hmm. And here's the crazy thing. You guys are only a year old in the program.
Right.
And you guys are doing more. I'm just going to say it, man. I mean, I don't mean to offend anybody, but if they get offended, if the shoe fits, right? You do more for God's children in a year than I've seen people do for God's children that have been around a while. Now, you don't toot your own horn, so I'm blowing smoke up your backsides. Okay, so just don't get cancer over it. But here's the deal. Mm-hmm. Why? I got to know, why do you guys do so much for, service work? And now you're the treatment liaison for your home group.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So why? Why do you guys get so involved?
I've had too many friends that were out there that don't get to come sit in the rooms, that didn't make it. So it's kind of one of those, it's just really personal to me. I say a lot of people that they didn't find recovery in time. Like their drug of choice killed them, or they're in prison and some of them life sentences and they can't do anything about it now. So it's kind of one of those, if you can spare somebody from that, it's worth it.
Right on. Robin?
I just, I love service work. I heard in a meeting that I can't take credit for it. I heard somebody else say it, but it was I think it went something like, what I was given freely, I must now give back. Mm-hmm. And I just can't stand, knowing that people are out there needing help and not getting it.
That's nice. Yeah. Well, if you're wondering who said it, was probably me, because I'm the one that comes with all these great sayings, and I take credit for it, of course. That is another difference between the two of us. You guys wear your humility right out there in your sleeves. I walk around, I got to fight to stuff my ego in. So I like being around people like you because I aspire to show that. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know if it just comes innately or natural or what, but my tiny ego just it's got to be stroked all the time. I mean, and Danny, look at Danny. Look how enthusiastic he is around me.
He's precious.
Isn't he? Boy, that dog, he's just... All right, so let's just hear, I've already kind of filled in the blanks of some of the things you do, but let's just let you guys free flow for a second. Tell us who you are, what you do, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go back and then come forward individually, and then you already shared how you guys got together, so we'll see where this goes, right? Only God knows where the show's going to go. So give us a snapshot. I don't care who goes first, but just jump in there. Look at him, ladies first. What a guy.
Well, my name's Robin, and I'm an alcoholic, of course. When I was 3, I got shot in the head, which was very traumatic for me. But now that I've found AA, I just think that that accident seems like it was a lifetime ago. I mean, I am who I am now, and half the time I forget I'm in the wheelchair anyway. So AA has helped me get past that, and learn to forgive the person who shot me, which was very, very hard for me originally. Sorry if I seem like I'm going to cry. It's very emotional for me because growing up, I was a very angry person, just angry at the world because I couldn't get my body to do what everybody else's did. And it wasn't until I found the people of AA that I was taught to let go and let God or what, it's truly amazing. And I'm blessed with 3 beautiful boys and this incredible husband of mine who takes care of me, I mean, I try to take care of him as much as possible too, but, sometimes his stubbornness won't let me.
Oh, I see that trait in him, by the way.
Yeah.
I like it.
I know. Me too. I tell him all the time, I've never been with such a man because, he's all man, fixing everything around the house and everything. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, I've met some truly amazing people in the program that's helped me get past my past. And I'm truly grateful for that.
Very cool. We're going to come back to some questions on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Blake, tell me who you are today.
I'm Blake. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Blake.
And I'm also a recovering addict as well. I say I'm from Northeast Alabama, and of course, like I said, Army veteran. For a long time, I think I tried to be the coolest kid in the room, and never really was, and didn't know why. It's because I was trying too hard to be the coolest kid in the room. So that led me into a lot of risky decision making things, and I wound up I quit crystal meth in 2018. That was pretty difficult for me. I didn't have a program. I was just in a rural area. It was readily available, so it was difficult to kind of get out of that scene. But when I did, I stayed off of anything, didn't drink or anything until 2020 when I was in college and school went online, and pretty much all my social outings were gone. So social drinking became day drinking, and then that kind of escalated pretty quickly. Before I knew it, I was straight whiskey all day. Just wasn't really very useful to anybody or anything for a long time. I think that's another reason I'm into service work now, is because I feel like I kind of wasted a lot of my time and everybody else's. I could have done a lot more then. And it's kind of, I know they say you can't make up for lost time, but you can. I mean, you can improve your habits and what you're doing. So I feel a lot better about myself whenever I am involved. In 2022, that's when Robin and I met, like she said, through TikTok. And I came out here, got my first DUI.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Didn't even argue with the police officer. I told him straight up there was Fireball in the cup in the console. Like it was, I was dead to rights. So I wasn't going to argue. And I took that, and I started trying to quit drinking then. And I realized that wasn't something I could do by myself. I struggled with that for a couple more years. Like I say, it was all the way up until 2025. But at the end of 2024, I went into a medical detox at the VA. I went and I called the Veterans Crisis Line and told them I need you to come get me. Tequila tastes like sugar water. Something's wrong when tequila tastes like sugar water. And they got me in there. My blood alcohol level was over 3.0. So I was pretty bad out there. Probably a liter to a half gallon a day, bourbon by that point. And it took me a while stepping back from that. I come out and started going down from whiskey to beer. Still learned I couldn't keep quantities in the house because I would overconsume that. I would wind up just as bad off because it's still alcohol, of course. But I did eventually get myself, detox myself and found my way into the rooms. I showed up January 5th. When I showed up to my home group and first meeting there. And I'm very grateful that I ran into, there was a couple people in the room already when I got there, thought I was lost. I didn't know if I was in the right place. It was one of those, I had already drove around in circles and almost I was about to go to the liquor store. I was so frustrated because I couldn't find this meeting. I made it. And when I got in there, I told I was in the right place and to come sit next to this older guy that was sitting in there. And he was a Marine veteran. And he said he wouldn't let me leave that room. So I was sitting right next to him. I felt safe, like it was a grandparent or something.
Yeah.
But I also felt scared, cornered, caged, trapped. All that other, I didn't know exactly what to expect. I'd never been in AA or any other sort of program. So as people started talking, I started hearing pieces of me everywhere in the circle. So I that broke me. I just okay, somebody else gets it. So when I was told to find a sponsor, I started working with that gentleman, the Marine veteran I was telling you about. I worked with him for a year and then moved on to another sponsor that's pretty much in the same home group that we're able to work together. And somebody's got multiple years, over 30 years sobriety. So definitely I'm seeing how these things are working for these people. So far this year, it's shown me a lot, but I know that there's a lot more for me to learn from them. So that's the thing. I try to surround myself with people that have that so that I can figure out what to do next.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I met you on your first meeting or in the first week, but I just remember you guys, but I don't remember the first time I saw you. You know what I mean? Because, gosh, I meet so many people. But you quickly, I think what I realized was that I didn't think that you guys were new. I think that's something that resonates in my head. I don't know why, but you guys never seemed to feel shy. I just don't ever remember you feeling shy. It's like, I don't know if you guys came in and like you had said about when you came to Arkansas that you found home. I don't know if you guys came into the Hope group or our home group and you just felt at home, but I just know that I do know this. When you guys said that you had 30 days, I was like, what? Because I chatted with you guys in passing, but never really got to know you until time kind of went on, So kudos to that. There's something about you, though. I never knew you guys, of course, when you were out and active in drinking and drugging and stuff. I didn't know you then. But what I do know about you now, and I've said some of those things already, but what stands up is your work ethic. I've already said you're involved in service work. You're always, helping to clean up the dojo. I was in martial arts for a while, so I look at our home group as our dojo. That's where I get my training in, right? Yep. So you're always cleaning up there. Robin, you always seem so patient and you're chatting. I always see, it's like if I want to talk to you, I literally have to interrupt it. I think that's the rudest thing in the world, but I'm going to get in and get my hug, So, and I jump in and jump out, I'm not rude, hijacking your time, but you're always chatting with people. And Blake, you're always, cleaning up or putting stuff away or talking to somebody. And on top of that, you're sponsoring people already. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Robin, you are too.
Yeah.
Good night. My sponsor wouldn't let, oh gosh, I'm diming myself out. My sponsor wouldn't let me sponsor anybody until I had 2 years because of guess what it was? 3-letter word starts with E.
Oh.
I don't know.
He's talking about ego.
Oh.
My sponsor was like, you're going to kill somebody in their sobriety because you got this ego. And I was like, no, I don't. Yeah. So, and it's no secret in the rooms. You guys hear it all the time. And I dime myself out all the time because it is my character defect from hell, and I'm constantly working on it. When you guys roll around, literally,
Right.
when you roll around, it's like, I got to put on my I got to be more humble than you at this moment because you guys are killing me, so kudos to you for all of that. That's just freaking amazing. Hey, Robin, when you were growing up, I've chatted with people before. You might have listened to a couple of people on the show that we've done. We did a show with Melissa that's got cerebral palsy and is in a chair and an alcoholic. And then we did a show with this guy, Mark, a friend of Brett's. That's, we call that the Quad Squad. He's not actually an alcoholic, but we did a show with him because he is an overcomer. And he's got this, if you listen to his episode, it's really funny. It just doesn't let him slow it down, but I have questions for you that were kind of like along the lines I had for him. Growing up, like you had shared earlier, you were angry. So you answered that question because you could not do what other kids did. How did you react to people when they try to, and I'm going to come to you, Blake, with the same type of question. When people, they don't know how to react to people that are challenged physically or disabled. And I remember Melissa said, I'm not disabled, I'm differently abled. That will never leave my brain. How did you handle that? Just curious what that looks like.
They would come up to me and be like, they're like, I don't know what happened to you, but I see you're in a wheelchair and I'm sorry. And I'd be like, don't be sorry. It's okay, It's okay because, I don't mind, And I would tell them my story and then they'd be even more sympathetic. And that would make me feel bad because I don't feel bad. So I was like, no, it's okay. You don't have to feel bad. I'm really okay with it.
It's like drawing attention to something you really don't want to draw attention to, but then you've got people out there that don't get it. And on one hand, you didn't get it. Why can't I do what these kids do? And on the other hand, the kids are looking at you going, why can't you do what we do? So there's this communication barrier or something. They're like, how do we chat? So I'm going to just ask you to be frank. When you're talking now to the listening audience, when they come across somebody that's differently abled, what would your advice be to them?
Don't always assume that they're different because, no one's really different. I mean, we're all going to end up in wheelchairs anyway, right?
Oh, God, that's a great line.
So,
yeah.
Like even whenever small children come up to me and ask me what happened to me, and I'm like, oh, sweetie, you know what? I got hurt when I was really little. And they're like, oh, okay, so you just can't use your legs. And I'm like, yeah, I just can't use my legs. It's fine. I'm good. Just curious people.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes people are probably curious to satisfy their own none ya business.
Yeah. But it doesn't bother me.
Good.
I explain all the same. And it's fun because, well, I can't lie, I wasn't really fun until I got with Blake because Blake showed me that even though I am in a wheelchair, that I can be loved too. And the love and the bond that we share, it's extraordinary. I mean, I never knew I could have this. So he's a blessing.
More like I'm blessed.
Man, I almost got to put us on break, man. You guys are killing me. That's awesome. Focus here. So, you guys, killing me, man. I love you guys to death.
Love you too.
Just such good people. You guys are such a blessing to our home group. Mm-hmm. What a fantastic addition, man. Thanks. Okay, so you guys met on TikTok, which I'm not a TikTok guy, probably because I'm an addict. And, I do, the tribe will tell you, man, and Blake, you're part of the tribe now, but these guys that I've gone on road trips with, it cracks them up because I always sit in the back seat, right? Plus, I'm usually the oldest guy, there. So I ride in the back seat, and they're always trying to teach. And thanks, guys, by the way, for treating me like a senior citizen, because I am. But I'll sit in the back and I'll scroll through like Facebook Reels and stuff, and they'll hear me back there giggling. I don't watch controversy or junk, I don't like that. I like funny stuff, So maybe I should get into TikTok, but I did hear, statistics like, people get on there and they spend more time on there than they do with their families, right? So I got to be careful. All right, so you met on TikTok, but what in the world were you guys individually doing on TikTok? I didn't even know they had like a dating site or something that you could actually ping each other.
No. I was like the person who thought that people were crazy, that they didn't. No one could find, love on TikTok. That's just, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I never really got into TikTok. It was my oldest son, Joey, who he was like 11, 12, and he wanted me to make some TikToks with him. So I guess that's where it all started, and then I just got into it, and I would post like 1 or 2 videos a day after that because my son would push me to. He'd be like, Mom, you need to get out there. You need to, make yourself available, social, stop being a hermit, I guess.
Okay.
And so I guess Joey is who pushed me to do the whole TikTok thing.
Now, he's a pistol. Joey's I love that kid to death. He's a cracker. But so I'm going to mirror this back to you. So here you are with your oldest son, Joey. And he's like, hey, Mom, I need you to be more social because obviously he loves you to death. That kid is, man, he's not afraid to just jump into a crowd. He is the opposite of, I guess, what you're saying you were. Mm-hmm. So you started doing these videos, which, by the way, I would love to see because I didn't even know this until we did this show. So you did these TikTok videos. And then somewhere along the line, Blake, how do you fit into this?
Actually, it's crazy. Is my son in Alabama actually got me to make a TikTok just for posting funny like dad jokes and stuff like that, just little odd and end. And I was working at a used car lot. I would make TikToks of some of the vehicles I was selling, and I would share those in different places, like share the little things. And it was pouring down rain one day, and I played "I Can Buy Me a Boat," that song, the country song. I put it on there, and it was raining, and I had a 4-wheel drive truck, and I was like, "And here's your truck to pull it." I just tried to make little puns on stuff. But then I made some with just like pictures of myself with like a song that I liked, or just some meme in the background, some memes that would just slideshow through, just stuff that meant something to me. Trying to put some like positivity posts and things like that. And I don't know who found who first, but we went back and forth just liking each other's videos. And finally I was like, who is this girl?
So how does that look? So somebody likes my video and I creep them and see what she's made of. Is that it? Or you did the same thing? Who's this guy likes my video? How does that look? Well, I don't know how that works.
Well, I mean, he came across my For You page, and I was like, wow, this guy cannot be real. And he is liking and hearting all my videos.
Hearting? Oh, the emoji heart?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, let me get on here and let me check to make sure this guy's real,
What do you mean by real?
Because he looked like something out of a magazine.
He does. He's a handsome fellow. Look at him. Totally humility, man. You are a handsome dude, man.
I'm serious.
We almost got to go video just so people can see you or visual.
So I got on his profile and I was like, okay. And I guess he did the same with me because like one day out of the blue, he messaged and I was like, okay, this is weird. I was like, you know what? My ex-husband is just pulling a prank on me because, this can't be real. But it was real. Okay,
so I'm going to address the elephant in the room. You realize that she is committed to the scooter, and that did or did not affect you. What went through your head?
No, I've got a little cousin that's in a scooter too. So I grew up helping to load and unload him. I knew how to do transfers. It didn't factor in at all, really.
Dude, you're my hero, man. I mean, not just the fact that you've got work ethic and all the stuff that we've already addressed, but you were in love with a woman's heart and not the outside. Well, Robin, not for nothing, you are cute. You've heard that. You know it. You are cute.
Obviously.
Yes. And, what your scooter situation is no... what do you call it? It's not something you dreamed up or asked for. It was in some big divine plan that we have no control over. You, Blake, looked past that. That is freaking amazing.
I was actually nervous to tell him about the wheelchair because I was like, I gotta hide it, and I was like, I was like, I gotta tell you something that I think you might not be okay with. And he was like, well, just tell me. And I said, I was shot in the head when I was 3. And he didn't think anything of it. He just went along with the conversation.
Was this on the phone or via text?
It was,
Messenger.
Messenger, okay.
Yeah. By that point, we had already exchanged phone numbers too, and other social. And I was making sure she wasn't a fake profile too, though, because I didn't know.
Oh,
we were both like, I don't know. Yeah, we didn't know.
People do that, right?
So I was like, when she did ask me to come out and visit, I was like, okay, well then she's got an address and I'm going there, so I'm either getting catfished or I'm not. It's time to, I'm gonna go meet this girl, and then I got here and she's real.
What a love story, man.
I was so nervous. I was like doing my hair and makeup. And my youngest son, my baby boy, he was like, remember, Mama? He was like, too beautiful is for real love. I was like, I know.
Oh, my gosh. So I'm going to skip a beat here. I don't know where the show's going to go. Man, we say this all the time. So I am curious. How did you... just randomly, because you kind of threw me for a loop when you said, hey, I want you to look at something, and you showed me your book on poetry. How did that go down? I never did ask you.
I think ever since I could remember, I've been writing poetry. Like, it's been kind of like a therapeutic for me.
Oh, gosh, that's funny, because we've been doing a series on therapeutic writing in recovery.
Right.
Wow, let's hit that for a little bit. So talk to me about that.
I guess I wouldn't say that my poetry is perfect, but it's raw and it's the way I feel, because I'll get in a certain mood and I'll just put pen to paper and it'll just flow.
Okay.
Out of me, I don't know.
You are self-taught? Did you go to school for anything, for poetry? I don't know how that works. I'm not a fan of poetry. We've talked about that, but
I never really went to school for it.
You just comes to you.
Yeah, just a natural thing.
Just like fixing small engines comes to you, Blake.
Right.
Is there anything you can't fix? I'm seriously, man, because it seems like everything you put your mind to, you just crack the code.
I can't fix people. I can try.
Oh, wow. That was a good answer. All right. Okay. Sorry. Back to you, Robin. So you, again, randomly, you asked me to look at your book of poetry. Why did you pick me? Which is funny.
Well, because, I heard that, you were a writer too. And I was just trying to bounce ideas writer to writer,
Wow.
Because I can always use feedback or criticism or what could be better,
Okay. Well, I didn't know that was kind of known out there. Oh, it is on the show, but I didn't know that had been put out. Here's the funny thing about it.
I told her.
Oh, okay. And why did I tell you I was a writer? Why the hell would I tell you that? I don't know. I digress. But you showed me your book, and I remember the first thought that went through my head was, crap. And I know I've been honest with you since then, so it's not a shock on the show here. But I don't do poetry. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I wrote one poem that's in the back of the only book that I have published. Right. And I've never, I did do one when I was in the 6th grade with my best friend. Shout out, Billy. And it was, Billy, Billy, don't be silly. Turn around and eat your chili. All right. Yeah. Okay. So roses are red, violets blue. Okay. So I took your book home. I don't know if I told you the story or not. And it was on my desk in my office. And I told you, let me look at it and I'll bring it back to you. So it sat there because I was like, every time I saw it, I have an aversion to poetry. I was like, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. But then it's, I know where I was going to see you at our home group. And I was like, I can't hang on to this girl's, heart, because writers put our heart into our writing. Right. Here I have your heart and you're waiting for feedback. And I'm trying to figure out not to lie, but to how do I say good things without saying I can't stand poetry. So I'm in a boat.
Yeah.
And I got to go through this.
Uh-huh.
So, and of course, my wife's in Oklahoma right now, or she would be joining us on this particular comment or this scene for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I opened it up and I read. I don't remember the order, but I read I read them in order, but I don't remember which one stuck out. But I remember going, "Wow, that's good." And then, and it was a whole binder of these things.
Yeah.
I read every single one of them. And I remember I came upstairs. My wife was doing something. I don't remember what she was doing. I got a memory like a puff of smoke. And I was like, you got to let me read some of this to you. And when I started reading it, I read a couple and she was like, I thought you weren't into that. What is this? I was like, yeah, there was this girl at our home group. It was the first time I ever talked about you. And then I told her the story. So I had no problems giving you back the book. And then that took us to another step, right, which has kind of placed me in my current life. And that was I reached out to an old friend from years ago. And I'm not going to belabor this at all because this is y'all's show. Mm-hmm. But it got me back on the writing path, and it got me to meet some writers that we've been doing shows with. But it also allowed me to put you in touch with some folks that now you've got avenues to work your stuff with. And so I've got to read, since this is the one you just sent me. Okay, I wish we had your book here and here's the thing about that too. Your name is Robin, uh-huh, and I guess you said the name of the book is Robin's Nest.
Yeah, it's the Robin's Nest.
That is just stupid creative. I mean, it's just, you're creative. So and this is a short one, folks. So to allow me, right? A phone call cut short and sweet dreams all but obsolete as the screams I abort and retreat. To the coping corner of mind, hoping its inner peace I find and release. After the long day, I'll essentially say I've had fun when it's all said and done because the Sandman eventually won. Let's just say for the sake of belief, one day I'll wake in relief and rest assured that I did my best to nurture my blessed little Robin's Nest. That's so adorable. And there's some messages in there. So I'm going to flick the booger to you, man. Mm-hmm. Give me the messages. Let's hear them.
It's just, that poem was written like a little whimsical poem. Like it was like one of my less emotional poems. Like I have these poems that are just for fun. Like that was one of them, but it's mainly about like how I have 3 kids, and, when they were little, they were all 2 years apart, and they would just drive me insane, like jumping off the dresser onto the bed like it was WWE.
Boys.
I was like, oh my goodness.
And Robin, I bet Blake does that to this day, right?
Yeah.
He and Joey.
Absolutely.
I could just see you guys doing that. Go ahead, Rob.
Off the roof, but yeah.
But I think the point I was trying to get across in that whimsical poem was that one day it's all going to be okay, and I'm going to know that I did my best.
That's right.
So, yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Now, you sent me some of your works since then. Yeah. And I've provided you feedback, but since we know, and this is probably in your favor because it's not a bad idea to have somebody that has no freaking idea what poetry is about, and I don't, but I give you the honest feedback from, mm-hmm, an outsider. So, a big encouragement, keep doing it. I mean, it's not bad stuff. If it were bad, then I would have to find a truthful way to tell you, block you. I don't know. But it's
we might
fun
not be such good friends.
Yeah. But it's fun to read what comes out of your creative mind, knowing what little I knew about you at the time. And now, of course, I'm getting to know a lot more about you. So this is cool. Blake, back to you.
All right.
So what is it about? It's surely not poetry, because you don't look like a poetry type of guy. Is there something softer within the 6 inches of your ears that the public doesn't see?
Well, I'm a songwriter.
Yeah, that's right.
And that started with poetry for me. It was small.
Okay.
It was like small little verses that I would hum to, or I would sing them out loud sometimes, and other times I'd just write. But then after I learned how to play guitar, Started trying to put music behind some of them. Started making longer poems. So then before I knew, I was writing like whole songs.
Okay.
It was a little different. But some of my earliest works were all poetry.
Okay, so, and thank you for answering that. So, would you just tell the listening audience why you let us down today and didn't bring your guitar? Putting you on the spot. Sorry, man. I had to say it because I've been looking forward to this. I've told you 1,000 times, bring your guitar. So we're going to have to do something about that in the future, but I'm not going to put you on the spot. Dude, it is what it is. But what I do want to know, when you were doing these TikTok videos, did any of them have to do with your stringing and singing?
A couple of them did.
Really? Okay. Now, is it going to be hard for you, Robin, to be honest? Did you see those videos?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about them?
I thought they were really good, so I asked him about them, and he was like, well, yeah, I actually have my own YouTube channel. So I went to his YouTube channel, and I listened to a little bit more of his music, and, you know, I was like, wow, this is impossible that this man is into me right now.
Man, do I detect a little insecurities here? Yeah, I mean, it's honest. Why is it because you're in the scooter? Or is it because you're like my wife and the first batch of fellas, I don't know how many you had, but my wife will tell you, before I got clean, she said this, I'm a 3-time loser because I had convinced her I was a good guy and I wasn't. So I don't know. Were you in that similar boat? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I do think like that.
I haven't been with very many good men, so I was very much surprised whenever this guy was like, All
right, Blake, what's your YouTube channel?
Blake Bice, 1989.
Okay. In 1989? Mm-hmm. Let me just pull something up real quick. That's not you. Makes me want to stay.
Yeah.
That's you?
That's one of mine, yeah. Those are some old ones.
Were you in the Army then?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, that was some of the 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, a lot of them were.
All right. I need your permission because I don't want to lose any friends here. Can I hit view or listen?
Sure. What song you're thinking about?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. Make it even easier. Pick one for me. Almost got one there. Which one? You know what would be easier? Are you looking at your page right now?
I just pulled it up. Yeah.
Can you literally hit the text and send it to me? And I'm going to see if how it sounds coming across the mic here. Okay. Dude, even in the Army, you were a good-looking guy. Wow, so it's not just the beard that making you, man.
Thanks.
Look at you. Oh, man. Fade or burn. Just looking at that. Dude, you look like you look like, a renowned star or something. Check you out. Send one to me, man. I want to play it. God, you got a lot of them here.
I'm pulling up now.
All right. So while you're doing that, tell me when you've sent it to me, okay? So I don't want dead air, too much dead air, but tell me when you sent it. Or okay. So, Robin.
Yes.
When I'd mentioned insecurities a little while ago, and I just want to hammer that a little bit, not hammer it like put the nail all the way into the coffin, but when you say that you weren't, sure that this guy would like dig you or whatever the right terminology would be, did you send it?
Yeah, I sent it in Messenger. It was the easiest.
Oh, okay. Did you? I'm not even referring to the scooter. I'm talking about human nature. Were you just like? Did you make friends easy as a kid? Were you?
Yeah. No, I was a social butterfly, but what I meant by that was kind of both things. Like, so guys weren't very nice to me. Like they would pretend to be into me just to, not for a lack of better term.
I get it. I get it.
But they would just like act different afterwards, like.
Oh, you bring back bad memories on my behalf. So yuck. I hate that old me, man. You just made me think of the old me, and I just want to jump out of a window. Yeah, and here's the rough part about that. When I was going through this, you guys have been through the steps. So you know how we get to the 8th step and we write all those people down we damaged. There is a category that we're not allowed to make direct amends on because we can just open up old wounds, And that particular one is one that rents space in my head. It's like, I got to give it to God every day. Even though God's like, I already heard it, dude. It's like, I know you heard it, but man, it's driving me crazy still because I was a banana then. And I try not to use language that we're all familiar with. I just try to stay away from it. So I was a banana then, and these are human beings, but I didn't look at them as human beings. I looked at them as from a dysfunctional point of view. Right. And what are we in the old days? Right. We're selfish, inconsiderate. I may still have an ego. I had an ego then, but I'm not inconsiderate. Right.
I just mainly meant that a lot of guys were shallow with me. But I think that that's all part of the, not to sound sexist, but the DNA of a man.
A bad man, especially.
Yeah.
But, some men, they grow out of that, sort of thing.
I hope I did. Yeah, Blake's over there raising his hand. Well, and Blake, that makes me think of you because observing, right? And you guys know I'm a people watcher. You may not see me directly like creeping you, but my peripheral's catching everything, because I'm a writer too. I'm a dreamer. I can't just invent characters. I've got to build them off somebody. But so when my peripheral catches you, Blake, you have no problems calling a spade a spade. Hey, that is wrong. When you set your mind to do something, it's like if I were to say, hey, think of somebody who says my word is my bond. I would think of you. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, Robin, your thoughts on that? I mean, we're putting you on the spot, Blake.
He is such a good guy that even when I'm like, well, I'm just going to tell him I can't go because I'm sick. He's like, no, you're going to go because not this, not. Oh,
are you guys going to bail on me?
No, not today. But like, people that I don't necessarily like or, don't get along with, that he drags me along to do things with. I'm just like, well, just tell him I'm sick or something. And he'd be like, no, you're going to go. You're going to get up. You're going to get ready. And you're going to go because you said you would. And he's like, because I'm not going alone. He's like, if you don't get up, I'm going to carry you over my shoulder. He's like kicking and screaming. I will take you with me.
I'm the same way with my kid, though. I'm like, you're going to do what you said you're going to do.
That's right.
And it's like, if you don't, then there needs to be a really good reason to why that didn't happen. And you need to communicate that.
That's right. Good dad. Yeah. Well, I've seen you with Joey, and Robin, I saw you with Joey the other day. You set that boy straight. We're going to leave it like that. We're going to leave it there. But you were like, no,
Oh my goodness. I slipped up.
Oh no, you were a mom at that point.
Oh, that was like so embarrassing because I was so embarrassed.
You say you were embarrassed, but I think those of us that witnessed it, because not everybody witnessed it, but those of us that did were like, Mom set that boy straight.
Oh my goodness.
And Blake has mentioned how strong you are with that one arm.
Oh, yeah. I was chairing the meeting and I was proud of her. I just caught the glimpse out of the corner of my eye and I was like, get him.
He's just a boy,
I know,
but if he's not set straight, he's going to continue that route, and Mom wasn't having it.
Yes, I understand that. He's about to be 15, and he knows how to act. He knows right from wrong,
and he's not a little fella.
And he was distracting, and he knows he was.
Mom came out with that arm, Jack.
And even if it was, and I told him after the meeting, I was like, even if you were just distracting me, it was wrong because I could have needed to hear something from that meeting. And after that, he apologized. He was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know that it bothered you so much.
Well, I have 3 kids. And, they've gone through their stages in their growth, right? So I have seen Joey be a typical boy, but what I've also seen is Joey be a typical gentleman. Yeah. Now, let me tell you something. Nobody on God's green earth is born with a moral compass. They're born with a me, my. So his displaying of being a gentleman is indicative of his parents. And you guys are doing a great job. So shout out to you. If you weren't, I wouldn't even go there. You know, don't say something that's not true. And you guys know it. As we mature in our sobriety, we learn to either tell the truth or don't say nothing at all. Right. All right. So let's do this. I don't know how it's going to come across, so we're going to give it a shot. All right, listening audience, don't be pissed at me because I stopped it, all right? Wow. Okay, so we are an anonymous program. We might have broken your anonymity there a little bit, but...
Absolutely okay.
Dude, you've got chords, man. And I'm not talking about strings. Wow. That's a part of you that I've never got to listen to before, because we've talked about trying to get you guys on the show forever. I think the timing was perfect because now you guys have over a year in sobriety. So, I think everything is God's timing, right? So having you before a year versus after a year, probably good because you guys have done a lot of stuff in the time since I've been trying to get you on the show. You know what, man? If I get some feedback on this, if people say, they want to hear it, or go to your YouTube channel or something like that, I need your permission to give it to them. You know what I'm going to do? I think it's even better. Hey, folks, if you want to reach out to chat with either Blake or Robin, go to shoutoutfromthepit.com. There's a contact thing, and you can just say, hey, if you want to talk to either one of them. Usually I do this at the end of the show, but I'm saying it now. If you guys want to talk to either one of them, hit that contact, because I've got to screen you to make sure you're not a grifter. And and I'll do the best I can, but grifters can get by, and then I'll forward it to y'all, and y'all decide what you can do from there. Is that cool? Cool. Because it might not just be your music. It could be some other things like, hey, folks, if you've got some small engines you want to get rid of, Blake, you're pretty amazing because you look for opportunities to flip a buck, man. You're always engaged in something. If you're not doing service work, peripherally, I've caught this from you. You're looking for, and you're looking for opportunities to fix stuff and sell it. I get that, and you're good at it. But that's another thing. Robin, you guys are together all the time. Mm-hmm. So, Robin, do you go with him when he does these things? Because, like, when he came out and did a job with me over here recently, you were with him.
Right. So I am with him all the time. But, I would say it's because I'm like, you're going to take me with you. And all demanding about it. But he's like, no, I want you to come with me. He's
my gosh.
He's like... I'm like, I don't think I'm going to go today. I'm just going to let you do your own thing. And he's like, no, come with me, please. He's like, I need you.
This is my thing. It's just, everywhere I go, it's an opportunity for me to go somewhere to meet people, to do whatever it is that I'm doing. Yeah. And that's not an opportunity that I want to myself. I'd like that to be a shared opportunity. Because we can turn even a trip to Walmart into something fun when we're together. If I'm by myself, I'm just worried, does she need me? Does she need help? Things like that popping in my head. So it's like, if she's right there, I know that I'm there to assist her anything that she needs to, and we're able to be there and share the moment. So,
wow.
And I think I went so many years without her that it's I'm making up for that lost time too.
Oh, well, there's that, right? I wanted to ask you something else. You guys had brought, we're not going to say her name, but you brought a young lady that just, she had been rode hard and put away wet. And when you introduced me to her, I mean, it was like, I don't know where you guys found her. It looked like, I mean, seriously, it looked like you guys just stopped at a bridge and pulled her out.
Mm-hmm.
What possessed you to do that?
Well, I mean, she was my sponsee. I say she is my sponsee. She was like hours away from her family because her family is in a different state, and she had nowhere to go out here. So I met her at F Street one day.
Okay.
And she came up to me and she was like, would you sponsor me?
Okay.
Because she was like, we got a lot in common. So I was like, yeah, I'll sponsor you, and I actually had her doing the first step. But, I mean, just been so busy with the vehicle problems. We just haven't had the time to pick her up and bring her.
You guys are still in Cabo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talk to her regularly, yeah.
And she moved to a better sober living facility.
Oh, she did.
Yeah,
and she was going through that. She had to wait period before she could leave the premises.
Right, that's right.
So we're waiting on that too. That way we can start picking her up and checking her out for meetings again.
So she's still sober.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
All right, because I hadn't asked you guys about her, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring that up on the show. But what stuck out to me was you guys brought her a few times that I saw, and then it rented space in my back of my mind. I was moved that you guys were helping her, but I had no idea at what extent. So thanks for bringing me up to speed on that. But that just speaks again of your character.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks, don't normally reach out the way you guys have with the amount of sobriety that you guys have. So it blows me away. There is something about you too. That's just really team Blake and Robin. You guys are a team. So, I know you, I don't want to say the name again. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know another fellow that you are sponsoring. And I'm watching this guy, he's coming to meetings. He's saying a lot of stuff. He's saying good stuff. And so do you guys kind of like mama, papa these guys and girls? Usually like when I sponsor people, Shannon doesn't meet all the people I sponsor, right? But when she does, we got one guy that I've been sponsoring for a minute, and he just short of calls her mom. Right. I kind of see that with you guys.
Yeah. I do all my step work. We do our step work with our sponsees separately, and I don't go over. As far as the personal stuff going on. We usually keep that between just that's us and our sponsee. But since I am driving her to wherever she needs to go, there's a lot of times that, I engage in conversation and then I become friends with people too. So it's kind of the same thing with my sponsee. So since if I'm picking them up and taking them somewhere, if we're all meeting up or going out to eat, so it becomes, of course, I give her advice if there's something, especially if it's related to something outside of alcoholism, like addiction related, because me being an addict myself, I can relate in different ways that she may not have experienced. So I can give her a little bit of feedback there, and then I pull away and let her do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And whenever his sponsees, I take care of them too. I kind of I write down what all he wants from them so they don't forget, and I just talk to him like the sponsee that you're talking about of his, like on his 30-day, 60-day, I'm like, I'm so proud of you. Keep going. You're doing it,
Right.
I give him all that encouragement.
That's good.
We've been blessed to have sponsees that we both can click with, though. So it's something that we can actually communicate, in a friendly way. Like I say, I mean, it's not necessarily we're not their best friends, not their, not supposed to be their buddy or sponsor, but there's no reason that you can't be friendly. So it's good. We've been blessed to have people that they want to be around both of us. They kind of understand our dynamic and they like being around the two of us together. So I like that.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, and sponsoring in itself is is an interesting subject. I'm talking about doing a show here, a series of shows in the future on sponsorship. I may ask you guys to come back on that.
Okay.
A lot of folks are under the impression that they've got to have a lot of years of sobriety. Like, oh, this guy's got 30 years. I need him as a sponsor. And this guy's only got a year. That I don't obviously I don't believe in that. But what I see about sponsors that makes me crazy. Have you heard? I'm assuming you have, but the bleeding deacon versus the elder statesman. It talks about it in like page 125 in the 12 by 12 literature. So you get these guys that have been around for a while and their chest puffs out. And then you got these guys that haven't been around a while, but their chest puffs out. I'm one of them. I freely admit it. My sponsor was like, yeah, you're going to do more damage than good until you get a handle on your ego. So we've already established I don't see it in you guys. However, now going back to sponsoring, let me get your guys' take on what does and whoever goes first, I don't care. No, it doesn't matter to me. What is your thoughts on sponsoring? Whatever comes to your mind, just, hit me with it. What's a sponsor look like? Tell me that.
Well, for me, I think that the kind of sponsor that I try to be is a nurturing kind of mother take on sponsoring. Like for example, with the sponsee you mentioned, I'm there for her. I talk to her every day on the phone. But whenever she was going through her transition from sober living to another sober living, I kind of let her stand on her own so she could kind of establish her own independence,
Okay.
So.
All right.
With me, of course, having the military background, I expect, like, when I do have expectations, but they say expectations. Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah. It's resentment's in the making.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do have expectations, of course. If I, basically I set out a call time. We'll figure out a time that works for both of us that we can have a phone call. I cracked down on mine because he likes to text instead of call, and I said, that's fine. You want to text me something, cool, but you still call me when I asked you to call me. The simple steps that we have to take in order to make those suggestions, we got to be able to follow those because we say we're willing to commit to anything to keep our sobriety. So that phone call is just a way of, well, show me.
Good.
So, but I do, like I say, as far as I'm understanding on one hand because I got Robin over here kind of rubbing off all her niceness. So
right.
So it's not
compliment each other.
So it's not straight up just not just straight up military approach like you're going to do what I say or anything like that. Not a control thing. But I feel like my job is just to work them through the steps and keep them between the rails. Like just find this is the direction we're headed, and we got a suggested timeline that we're going to try to get there in. And if we have any setbacks, we address that and we go from there. But like I said, everything's been going pretty good. I hadn't, like I said, other than the phone calls versus texting, and that's just a lot of people are they're like, well, it's not the old days anymore. I'm like, well, the program's worked since it was started, so let's keep doing it the way we'll stick to the script.
Yeah, good. I could ask you 1,000 questions on sponsoring, but I am actually going to table a lot of my questions because my flagging mechanism is telling me, hey, have these guys back on. We do our sponsor panel. Okay. And then we'll go from there. I've actually done one show, and I'll just go ahead and say it because we're going to be doing another one here very soon with and you guys both know Charlie and Nathan. Yeah. So, I did a sponsor program with them. Now, when we start this series, then I'm going to invite you guys back, talk to your sponsees about coming on the show and even your sponsors. So, and speaking of which, you guys obviously communicate. I know who both your sponsors are. So you guys communicate with your sponsors regularly, right? So what would you think about somebody sponsoring somebody that doesn't have a sponsor? And that's the last question I'm going to ask on the subject.
My thing is if you're trying to fill somebody else's cup, who's helping you fill yours? That's where I'm at with it. It's kind of if there's nobody at the top the whole thing is that none of us we're not presidents. We don't have a top of the line. Somebody's always above us. So, and that would be scary to me because there's nobody to hold your sponsor accountable.
Yeah.
And make sure that they're following the program the way it's supposed to be in itself. So that's where I'm at with that.
I would say, how are you going to sponsor somebody when no one's sponsored you?
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think I'm putting a plug in for sponsoring. I think that's one of the reasons it's in my mind. So, only God knows where I'm going to go with this thing. But, it just irritates me because we're supposed to be passing it forward. What are we passing forward?
Exactly.
Am I leading this person astray? Do I get to the point where I, hypothetically, if Blake, you were sponsoring me and you started having me do stuff that's outside of what you mentioned earlier, my job is to get you between the rails and stay on the steps. So if I've got you doing stuff that's outside of those parameters, are you doing it to me or me doing it to you, whatever? Am I playing this God role, this guru role, and invariably somebody's going to get hurt and we're going to ruin sobriety and somebody could end up dying from their disease. I take it to the extreme because I've got to second guess myself on a lot of the decisions that I make. Am I doing what our founder said we were going to do, type of thing, right?
Right.
I'm going to ask you guys individually, these throw some buzzwords out to you, okay? And you kind of tell me what they mean to you. All right, let's just see where it goes from there. All right, so let me just throw the first word at you guys, top of the dome, however you want to respond to it. Respect. What does that mean to you?
Respect is everything. Like, I teach my kids and everyone in my life that, if you don't have respect, then, like, who are you? I mean, it's just morals. I mean, you have to have that, right? And if you aren't, what kind of person are you?
Okay.
I think my take is respect is my way of showing people how I want to be treated. That lays down the bar right there. It's how do you see me treating other people? Because that's the level of attention. That's the same type of attention that I expect to receive in return. So it's kind of I try to treat everybody fairly and equally. Of course, there's going to be people that I disagree with and things like that. When that comes down, even then, I have to remember who I am, how I was raised, and it's not about what they're doing or who they are. It's just about who I am. And I know what I'm not going to do, and I'm not going to lose my cool and be disrespectful and then melt the situation. Like I say, because even when I have a disagreement, I can do that in a way that remains civil. And even if that might require stepping away, and I've had to do that in the past. You're aware of some of it, I've had to do that where I just had to step away and politely just tell someone that this isn't gonna work for me, and I'm gonna have to walk away. And sometimes I wound up actually. It's funny that you're talking about respect because I wound up respecting myself more for it, for not losing my cool. For it showed me a different side of myself because the old me would have hellfire and brimstone. So
Yeah.
I was really proud that it's like, hey, I handled that with some grace, and that's only because I've been shown grace through the program. I mean, so interesting that you brought up respect because I didn't realize that's what that feeling was. Though I respect myself more.
Good answer, guys. All right. Mind if I throw a couple more out at you?
Sure.
All right. So when you hear love and tolerance, what comes to your mind?
Well, she tolerates me because she loves me. I mean,
No, I don't think so.
You don't think you love him?
I mean, I know I love him.
I'm sorry, I'm being a banana.
That's what it is.
I think just because you love someone doesn't mean you should tolerate inappropriate behavior or disrespect.
Okay.
I mean, you can love somebody all day, but in the end, sometimes if they're not going to do right, you just have to love them from a distance,
And when you're talking about love and tolerance, you're talking about like our code?
Sure.
Yeah. Love and tolerance. I have to throw that in there with principles before personalities. Because, ultimately I can show them that level of tolerance and I can show them that level of love and respect. But at the same time, I have to remember that if they're doing something negatively, that's not the program. That's the person. And we're not there to observe the person. We're there to work the program. So then I'm able to put it back in perspective. And it's like, okay, why did I go down this rabbit hole on this person? I've got so much more energy now that I can focus on something good. So letting go of all that kind of, everybody says let go and let God. I'm like, just let go and don't let me. Get me out of the equation. That's the problem. Is there's too much me in this situation. I need to, pull it back. Oh,
that's good. Good answer, guys. Okay. How about boundaries?
What are those?
Boundaries, I think, for me goes back to respect because you have to respect each other's boundaries, and even in your daily life, you have to respect people's boundaries, or you'll just end up pushing them away.
Okay.
And there's, of course, boundaries as in, like, as long as, like, if no one, if somebody could be inappropriate, like they could be, it's one thing to have a flirtatious personality, be a flirty person, but if somebody was to do something like that, cross that kind of line, I'd have to call that out. But that's something I'm definitely, I don't put myself in a situation where I'm ever alone with a female. I never bring a situation where I'm not around other people. There's, everybody's around and everybody feels safe. And at the same time, Robin's always feels safe in her partnership with me. I'm not putting myself, I'm not leaving any doubt on the table. That's the thing. And that's just through learned experience. But other thing is, boundaries. I don't tell my sponsee how to do anything specifically. I don't break it. I don't, like, when it comes down to his relationship, his children, everything else. If he asks me for my advice, I can man to man give him advice. But as a sponsor, I'm there to help him through the steps. So I keep family and the program, like, on two separate plates there. If you want my dad advice, I'll give you dad advice. If you want husband advice, I'll give you what little I have. I've sucked at that in the past. I'm trying to do better. But, but he knows it's like I'm changing hats. It's like, that's not in my role, and you don't have to listen to this at all. But maybe this would work a little better if you did that. But that's on you. I don't push him. Same thing. That's just like with any friend. I'm not going to sit there and tell somebody how to run their life when I'm learning how to work my own. So it's, I can give you my input. It's like, here's my 2 cents. And, and like you said earlier, I'm not going to have my sponsee, or even I'm not going to ask my friends to come over and do stuff for me that I could do myself. And I'm not going to have my sponsee doing busy work or something like that. Now, service work, on the other hand, of course, I'm going to encourage him to, but I don't force him to. I just give him the opportunity, and he's jumped on it every time.
Wow. Okay. I know we hit on this a little bit earlier, and I like your guys' answers on that. Boundaries. Good. You said some things that I kind of maybe had. When you get to be my age, it's okay to start forgetting stuff. So when you say something that reminds me, I appreciate it. So you said a couple things that, Bob, you need to ground that. So good stuff, guys. Okay. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. We're going to go on a quick break after that and then come back and do wrap up. Okay. All right. So we hit on this earlier a little bit. So why service work?
I just think it's my calling, really. Like I was so mad at the world for so long, for half my life. It's just, I forgot how to love it, and, not to get emotional again, and I might cry, but, AA and the people are so amazing, and my sponsor is so amazing that I've learned how to love again, love life, and I learned a new way of life, and it's just really beautiful, and I hate that I forgot how to love living. So yeah, I think it's time that I give back.
Man, that's a mic drop. That very beautiful. And the hardest part about this is I don't know how Blake's going to top that. Why service work, brother?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to top that. But with me, I was drawn to. I was a social work major in college. That was one thing I was kind of going towards anyway. But once I came out of addiction, like I said, I wasn't working any program or anything else then. I should have. I just didn't know how that could help me. I didn't understand that. I just thought that I was just better. I was good now. But I wanted to help people. I wanted to help get other people. It's like I'm out of the fire for a reason. It's to go back in and get the next guy. Like that was one of the things. Like I felt like if anybody was living through the hell that I was living through, and I'm over here living a better life now, I'm a horrible person for not going and trying to help them get out of that. So I felt like that guilt weighing on me. It's like there's so many more people out there that just don't know now that these programs exist and that they work. And it's like I'm proof of it now. It's like now I've lived it. So I've got to, like I say, I went in, I've earned my seat, I've earned my stripes, and I can go into there and I can tell people, I can talk about addiction, and I can talk about alcoholism, which would still, like to me, an addiction's addiction, but I can talk about drugs, or we can talk about alcohol, and we can talk about what I'm doing differently today that keeps me away from those things and keeps me living my life and enjoying it. So I feel like to squander that, well, for one, according to the big book, if I don't give it back, I'm going to lose what I got. The only way to keep it is to give it away. But on the other hand of it, it's what kind of person would I be? It goes against every moral that I've got to sit there and hold on to something that valuable that could save lives and not share it. So.
All right, guys, again, great answer. And Blake, you gave me a perspective I had never really thought about before. We're both vets. We're both deployed vets. And the perspective of not going in and getting your brother.
Right.
Wow, that really resonated with me. Good words, man. Thanks, Robin.
My goal all the whole time was to go work for the VA.
Oh, really?
I wanted to be a social worker at the VA, like in the substance abuse program. That was it's still on the table, but right now I took a year off college to work on my sobriety. But I'm a senior in UALR. That yeah, I'm a senior there, so I've just got one year left to finish that degree.
You know what, man? This kind of makes sense to me now because you know how we sign people up to go do treatment centers, right? Rehabs, whatever. You guys went to every single when it was our rotation for our hope group to go out and work with the vets. You guys went to every single one. You didn't sign up for just one. In fact, you guys put you know, we're only allowed to take so many in. So we had to fudge on a line. Instead of putting a name, we had to put Team Blake Robin.
Yeah.
You know, because you were taking an extra seat. And then the justification was if we ever got called out on it was like, well, does she really count because she's rolling in? You know, so it's because you're not going to see one of you without the other. So we and nobody ever called us out for it, you know.
I talked to the VA. I talked to our liaison over there, and they told me there's no maximum. That's just the recommended. They told me we could bring all we want, and they said at the end of the day, I could put her name on the paper, and I could show up anyway because I'm a vet.
Okay.
So I'm always I can come there even when the hope group's not coming. I can come to that meeting. So that's what they were telling me. Basically, there's a way around it in case anything ever was said. But
that's good to know.
But when it came to our brothers, that like you talking about the brotherhood. I've sat in their seats. It was just I was in Alabama and Tuscaloosa in their program whenever I quit crystal meth. And like I say, I sat in those seats and I listened to people that came in, and that contact with the outside was everything to me. Like, I mean, you had your phone and stuff like that. It's not like you're being beaten or starved, but still having people that cared enough to come down there and sit with a group of addicts or drunks that didn't have to be in there, but they're coming in there to see you. It meant everything to me. So that's why that's something every time we get the opportunity, we go.
Well, so let me make an observation here, again, in your favor. All right. So I never did meth. It's not one of my jams. It was, let's just say this. It's one of my yets.
Right.
All right. So I say that because I can identify with the alcoholic, a lot of those isms that I see in a person, I can identify. But the VA has got a lot of recovering meth. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't identify with that. And for what it's worth, yes, there's a lot of commonalities, a lot of similarities. But the surface wise, what comes out of these vets and what they say, I'm like, you are so far in left field. And I have to exercise love and tolerance. You said it, love and tolerance, principles before personalities at its core. I have to work it really hard. But my peripheral, going with you, you handled it like a champ. And now I get why. I mean, it's like you're right there with them because you're on the same playing field, but you're ahead of them because you're clean. Right. Dude, that's a gift. And Ken, I didn't know you guys back in the day. I've only known you since you've come in. You guys came in rocking it. You were on fire. You weren't playing around. There was like, people come in and, I've seen people, they get time under the belt and you're like, wow. So what are you doing? Oh, I just come to meetings. Well, who's your sponsor? I ain't got one. Well, what step are you on? I don't know. I think I finished them all. They're sober, so I'm not judging them. All right. But you guys didn't do that. You came in and, the first wave of tools is, hey, don't drink, go to meetings, get a sponsor, work the steps. Bam, you guys did that. And then you have your second wave of tools. And this is a great segue for us to take a break. We're just going to take a few minutes and we'll come back and go in a wrap up. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Oh, you hear my bones creaking? Good night. Danny's out.
No Budweiser.
Just a party with your dog was your battle buddy, drinking buddy?
Yep. Wait, I noticed it because he knocked over a can one day and was drinking it. So then I did the same. I got him a bowl. I did the exact same thing you did.
Well, we don't want to leave out our battle buddies, right?
Well, Robin would get on me every time about it. She's like, "That's animal cruelty." I was like, "Nah, he doesn't look like he minds."
All right. Well, welcome back, folks. It's Bob the Old Rucker, and of course, we're on this particular episode is with my guests Blake and Robin, and we left off talking about the first wave of tools in recovery, and they're almost like a mantra. Don't drink, go to meetings, get a sponsor, work the steps. So as we move towards wrap up, and we're living in the solution at this point, and you guys have a really good. Your chemistry between you guys has been very well established. So I don't have to pick on somebody to start. You guys just decide how it's going to look. But what I'd like you to do now is tell me what some of the tools are that might be specific to you. They might be joined by you. You might have heard them before. It doesn't matter to me. But tools that you use in sobriety. Top of the dome. Go.
Okay. I know for me, I work in different things, breathing exercises. I mean, like take 4-second inhale and 4-second exhale, just when anxiety is rising. Because whenever those things would happen to me, those were triggers of mine. Whenever I would get too worked up, get anxious, and then I don't know what I wound up feeling depressed over being anxious. I would start to doubt myself and start, why can't I control this anxiety type thing? So part of my problem was the anxiety. I used breathing exercises. And just breathe is a good statement, because when I do that, it resets everything.
Oh, yeah.
Taking that 4-second pause. Another thing, use the meeting guide regularly. I know most of our friends, like any of our sponsees, when we meet them, or people that come in just randomly, we make sure they get that app. The meeting guide is awesome. But finding a meeting, and when I don't want to go to a meeting, I've heard people say it a million times, that's when I need one the most. I need to get up and go. It's like, just do it. And service work, honestly, it keeps me grounded. It keeps me humble. Puts me in positions to meet people and be able to connect with them and learn from them. And also they can learn from me. Like, we can just kind of share that. I'm more like mentorship than sponsorship with some of my friends, really. We mentor each other. But I've come to realize that you're never done with the steps. Going back through them, like with my sponsee, has got me going back through my steps. It's got me working with my sponsor, doing the steps over again.
Good point.
It's like one of those that first wave never really stops crashing if you keep yourself in it. Like, stay involved, get in the center of the herd, like you say. It's definitely. My thing is, if I stay busy, stay involved. It's not just busy work. I'm trying to make time count.
Right.
I'm trying to do something that matters now, because I did so much stuff that didn't for so long. So I'm trying to be who I needed whenever I was out there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that keeps me connected, and that's a driving force of its own. Like, just remembering how bad it was and how alone I felt, even in a room full of people, and knowing that the person that I'm sitting with at that time, they're feeling the exact same way I used to. And it's like, hey, man, there's a way out.
Right.
Right. Yeah. What you got, Robin?
Good word, by the way. Good word.
Thank you.
I guess for me, I journal a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Just, every day, just whatever comes to my mind, like what happened today, what all I got upset about, what all that I got irritated about.
Usually me.
I don't see that, but okay.
And then I meditate, and just I talk with my sponsor. That's very important. Sometimes she gets me through things, and then sometimes I get her through things. We just kind of feed off of each other. And then it's just like talking to my higher power. And again, with the service work, it's very helpful, that keeps me grounded and keeps me out of myself, because it's very important that I stay out of myself because I'll get all these kinds of thoughts if I don't. I think that's why I keep myself so busy in service work and meditation and AA in general. It's not a good place for me to be mentally if I'm not using the tools and doing what I'm supposed to do in my sobriety.
Right. It's good. Good word. And I can attest to what y'all said for you, because I do remember when you came in and I listened to the contributions that you give now, and you're sincerely genuine and transparent that you're practicing what you preach. I mean, I can see it, direct, indirect. I mean, it's totally obvious to, the rest of the members of our group, and you guys are enmeshed. I mean, you come to the business meeting, nobody wants to go to a business meeting, but you're there, and it speaks volumes of everything you just said. You are, what's one of the words we use? Immersed. You're immersed in the program. And it's funny, you made a comment about your sponsor. She helps you, you help her. Years ago, I went to lunch with my sponsor and it just kind of shot across the table. He said, he was going through some stuff and, we were just talking like friends, and Blake, you had said that earlier, you treat him like a friend, right? And he said, who's sponsoring who? And I thought that was a cute statement.
Honestly, I feel like when you're close with people in the program, it's kind of hard that you're not all, everybody, we're all pulling from each other. We're all sponsoring each other to some degree. Like we help hold each other accountable. I know that whenever I lock eyes with somebody in the group, it's like I feel because we're all alcoholics, because we all share a common identity there.
Right.
Whenever I lock eyes with somebody, I respect that person. I know that person. I trust that person, to the degree that, so yeah, I feel like that sponsorship it's kind of splintered everywhere. I mean, it's all through the program.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like a big spider web,
right?
And we're getting stuff from each other through this network. Were you ever a Star Trek fan?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the Borg?
Yes.
We're not the Borg, but there's some similarities there, right? That. You Trekkie fans out there get it. Okay. One last before we go to a free flow. Do you have a favorite quote that's recovery related? Favorite prayer, favorite quote, something, one of your go-tos that becomes just like in your head when something happens, boom, that thing just pops in.
For me, I think it's what I said before. What I have been given freely, I must now give back. Because when a newcomer comes in, it's almost like I see like the old version of me come into the meeting, and I give them my number, not because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be your sponsor now, is I'm giving them my number so that I can bridge that gap until they do get a sponsor. So they know that I'm always there for them if they need me. Sometimes they text me, sometimes they don't, but they always have my number there.
Yeah.
So.
That's right. I'm not offended when I don't get a call. Sometimes I am offended when I get the call. It's like, now it's time to do service work, but they're messing with my selfish, time. Okay.
I got a couple. One of them's, of course, 417. Acceptance was the answer to all my problems.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like I've learned that to accept the things I cannot change and change the things that I can. As I'm growing in the program, I'm finally, when I came in, I had no clue what I can change and what I can't. At first, I thought I couldn't quit drinking, but I did that. So it's like, okay, what's next? So I'm getting a better glimpse of what I need to be accepting and what I need to be changing. It's starting to all come to me a little better now. But it's accepting that, though, accepting and looking at my role in my own suffering. That's another good statement that stuck with me. And from the daily reflection, March 2nd, there's one sentence there that I had to point out. It stuck with me, went over it in a meeting, and it stuck in my head. But it said, discouragement is a warning signal that I may have wandered across the God line. When I see that, it's like, okay, so maybe.
Say that again.
discouragement is a warning signal that I may have wandered across the God line.
Wow.
So
Okay.
basically, if I'm discouraged, 90% of the time, I should not have had that expectation, or I was trying to control things that were out of my reach.
That is good. Okay, so discouragement. Say it again.
Is a warning signal.
Okay.
I may have crossed the God line.
That I may have
Stumbled across the God line.
crossed the God line.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, expectations or resentments in the making, and that there's only one culprit in that every time, and I'm always angry with someone else, but it's my problem. I'm the one that set the expectation. I set myself up to fail. So yeah, that's one that I have to remind myself of this.
That's right.
And it's something I'm going to have to keep in my toolbox.
That's right.
So that way I can keep myself in check. But I do enjoy the little breadcrumbs that you get sometimes. Something will hit and it just sticks with you forever. It's there.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I've got a few of those myself, and it's funny. And Robin, you mentioned journaling. I journal every day, and I have never gone back and read what I wrote. Do you? Do you go back? Isn't that interesting?
No, I don't see the need to go back and see.
What's up with that? Yeah, tell me why?
I guess because the frustration isn't there anymore, and that's like in the past. And I don't need to go back and see what's in the past because I'll leave the past in the past, right?
That's good. It's funny. I guess it's kind of like a diary. Diary just sounds like a weird word, but journaling, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm down with that. I can journal. Diary? Oh, no, that's for sissies. Right. But, if my wife or my kids, ever wanted to know what my life was like, they can go back and look at my journal. Because they'll read stuff that I've totally forgot about, and I just hope that this is a warning to them. The journal was to get it off my chest. It doesn't mean that I am that person today. Right. I don't know why I felt the need to throw that in.
But they can't do that with mine though. Literally the way my mother read my journal when I was a teenager. And after that I burned all of them, but I didn't stop writing. I just said the paper started out weighing like a fraction of an ounce, but by the time I got done writing, that's a 10-ton paper.
Oh,
that ink was heavy. All those emotions are gone. But I would take it outside and burn it. Write it down, and then I would burn it. And that's how I had a sponsor tell me to do that with resentments. Write out that resentment, discuss it with them, and then burn it.
Oh, the fourth step.
I said, well, that's easy for me.
Because
I've always done that with my journal. Like I've been doing that my whole life, pretty much. And it's like, yep. Like nobody's going to be able to go back and read it, but it didn't matter. I got it out. It's over with and it's done. And that's right. Erased.
That's right. Yeah, that's a great technique too, because a lot of guys and gals, they write their 4-step out and there's incriminating stuff on there and they're really uncomfortable doing it. So after we do the 5th step with them, I've already got the burner ready for them, and they're like, if they don't know it's coming, it's not like it's supposed to be a surprise. They just, some know, some don't. But I'm like, okay, hey, go ahead and, you've seen my Serenity Park back there, right? So they just go back there and there's the burn and, take time, get to chat with your higher power. And when you burn that, it signifies that is behind you.
Right.
Let it go. Yeah. Mine is on my phone. My journaling. And, one of the greatest technology is such a wonderful thing. That voice on the notes, I'll hit the voice, I'll do my journaling, and then just to help me get it out because, I'm kind of old, my hands are broke, and so I can voice it out. And then just saying it just takes the power out of it, I don't know what there's something behind that. And it's like when we go to a therapist, they charge us a bill that ends in a couple of zeros, and I'm not talking about period 00, so, before I forget, do you, shameless plug to, the VA therapist for this. They turned me on to this tool. Do you see a therapist at the VA?
I do.
All right. So see me later. I'm going to say it now. If you haven't heard this, have you heard of Call Me Go?
Mm-hmm.
They just turned me on to that.
Okay.
So what do you think about that? By the way, just go ahead and explain what it is.
Well, I think what I've seen ads for it. And
Oh, you don't actually have one?
I want to get one. That's what I say. I want to get one.
They'll get it for you.
That's what I say. Once I read up on it, you carry it around pretty much like somebody would carry an inhaler. And then when you start to feel the PTSD or your anxiety, right? Yeah, it's like an instant release. So I'm on board to do that too. Well,
listen, man, just tell your therapist next time you chat, you talk to another vet. The VA hooked me up with it. Calm Me Go, CALMI, next word go. And, when she brought it up, I was like, I just, because we're vets, we're snarky, right? We don't trust anything or anybody. And I'm like, say that again. She goes, well, you carry it and you use it like an inhaler. And I'm like, okay, I smell BS all over this. So I got it this week and it sat in a box. I'm just going to tell you the truth. It sat in a box. I looked at it and I thought, that's such a sissy thing, because us vets, we're all that in a bag of chips, right? And so I went in and broke it open and I did it. And it was like, it comes with an app. So, you play the app while you're doing it. When you get it, and if you need help with it, just talk. Well, you're pretty damn smart, so you'll figure it out on your own. But you got this calming music going while you're doing it, or you don't need the calming music. You just carry it with you, like you said, an inhaler. So I did it, and it was done. I was like, is this supposed to be like an equivalent to CBD or something? Which, by the way, makes me sick. I can't do anything like that. But anyway, so shameless plug to Calm Me Go. If you're looking for somebody to sponsor, shout out from the pit. We'll take your money. Okay. I digress. We are at that point now where we do the free flow top of the dome. So at this point, you're actually speaking directly to the audience, and we got a lot of different audience members out there. We've got some that are checking it out for a loved one. We've got some that are already on their journey and they're like, hey, I didn't think of that tool. Thank you very much. And then, we've got some that are freaking hurting. This might be the closest they get to the 1-inch gunfight and this show might change your mind. I don't know. I'm making this up. All I know is that this is your time right now to speak to the audience. Let the spirit flow. It's yours. Boom.
I think our overall goal here is to give strength, hope, and light to those who are hurting, because our story is, we come from a really troubled background. Like, I grew up in a wheelchair, never knowing what it was like to feel the grass beneath my feet, and that hurts when you're a child and you can't ride a bike or play with a swing or whatever. The one thing that I always wanted to do is be able to dance, and I think that coming from that background, I turned to alcohol as a coping mechanism, and it didn't really make me feel better, though. It just kind of amplified all my emotions and made me kind of whiny about it in a way. I don't know where I would be without this program. I know where I would be, but it's not pretty. It was a dark place, really. It was. I was blaming everything and I was mad at everything and everyone. I couldn't stand the thought of the person who shot me, because back then I thought he ruined my life. And I did forget how to love and how to live because I was angry at myself, really. The program gave me back something I lost a long time ago. It gave me back the part of me that I lost a long time ago. It showed me that there is nothing wrong with me. And if I weren't an alcoholic, I wouldn't know any of this. Right. And I am grateful that I'm an alcoholic because all these people have showed me that life doesn't have to be depressing. Life doesn't have to be bad. I was looking at the negative. I was looking at all the negative, and life's not all about the negative, that's just one small part about it. but you have to go through the negative to get to the positive, right? Mm-hmm. And it's that I learned from all these amazing people in this program, because I'm really, really happy now that I could, let go of that part of my past and forgive the guy who shot me, because that's something I never thought I would do. Like, it's forgiveness of that kind of crime. I thought that would always be a part of me. But, holding on to that hate was kind of like having this big ball of poison inside of me. And I had to let go of that, because it was making me a bitter person. And again, I wouldn't have this outlook upon life. I wouldn't have this way of thinking if I hadn't met my sponsor, or, all the other people who call me and check on me, or, I swear I call you I tell everybody that you're my unofficial advisor.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Thank you.
You're her writing sponsor.
And and it's just really beautiful, because before I met Blake, I was just really down on myself. And I was down on myself because I didn't think that I would ever find love, or that I would ever have a decent life. And I was like always thinking of myself as the one in the wheelchair, which I actually do to this day. I'm like, the way I describe myself to people is, I'm Robin, the one in the wheelchair. 'Cause that's just, I know how people think, and that's
right.
That's just what comes to their mind. It's natural. But I met Blake, and he showed me a love that I only know in fairy tales. I couldn't imagine life without him. He really has blessed me and showed my son how to be a man, and how to be not sensitive, but kind of like a good man. Like my son, he not only takes care of me, but there's this little old lady across the street that my son will go check on and do little odds and end things, because she's like 94 or something. And like, he wouldn't be doing any of that if we hadn't met Blake. I mean, at first he was just doing it because there was nobody else around to help me. But now he knows that Blake's there to help me, but he still picks up the slack whenever, Blake's away, whenever I'm not with him and I can't be with him, But there are times that when we go to, like you said, the VA for service work, I'm just there for pretty much support, because I'm not a veteran. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, but you're an alcoholic.
I mean, I'm an alcoholic, and I know about that. But, I give my story, and then, like, I introduce myself and give my story. And then I leave it up to Blake to do the rest. He's the one he's the one that's there for the veterans, because he's the veteran, and I couldn't be more proud of him. We kind of feed off of each other. Obviously, we feed off of each other, and he supports me in what I do, and I support him in what he does. And like at night, we're always telling each other, I love this life with you. I tell him all the time that this is the best life I've ever had, and it's because of him. He makes life so much better.
Wow.
I never knew that life could be this way, and I wouldn't have known it if I hadn't come into this program. It's a really beautiful thing. And what I would say to other people that are hurting and need help is that there's always help to those who need it. and that there is somebody out there that could help them. They just need to find their resources. And AA is the best resource I know. So, with that, I'll pass it.
Okay. I can't top that. But, yeah, I mean, my thing is pretty much piggybacking off of that. When anybody that's still out there in the dark, there's light there. It's just behind a door. You got to find a meeting and you got to get in there. And it's going to be uncomfortable at first, barely, but it is going to be slightly uncomfortable. You're going to feel awkward. Don't just let that slide. Let that pass, because the longer you sit there, the more comfortable you get. You start to feel it really quickly. Like with me, my first 5-10 minutes, I felt a little awkward. After that melted immediately. When I started hearing my story coming out of other people's mouths, and I found out that that's their story too. You got doctors, you got lawyers, business owners, everybody else sitting in the same room. We have nothing else in common, but when it come to our drinking, the story was exactly the same. I mean, we had, of course, everybody's got their own variations. Somebody might have liked Jack and somebody liked Jim, but whatever it was, it didn't matter at the end of the day. The way we got in the cop car was because we had too much of that, So we could tie back into that. But I didn't know anything about an allergy. The big book talks about us. We have an allergy. Alcoholics have an allergy to alcohol, and that once we start, we might be able to control ourselves for a moment, but then the obsession will kick in. Once the obsession kicks in, we're drinking until we pass out or wind up dead. We wind up in jail. Most of the time, waking up in places we didn't intend to be. I mean, and it can be embarrassing. You wake up with people you didn't mean, things like that. I mean, but if that's happening to you, then you might be one of us. Well, not even a might there. If you're blacking out, if you're blacking out and still willing to risk it and do it again tomorrow, you're definitely one of us, and we got a chair for you. So, I mean, I've been there. There's definitely no judgment. I haven't had any judgment in the rooms. And if there is, that's why we have this thing called principles before personalities. You can set that aside that, okay, I don't like how that person AAs. That has nothing to do with my view on AA. So I've learned how to do that and separate the two. She talks me up, but ultimately, I'm the one that's blessed to have been able to step in and step up to the plate, and I'm blessed to have her. I'm blessed to have Joey. But I know that when I was drinking, I was doing a disservice to both of them. Like she was talking about him picking up the slack. There's more slack. Dad's passed out. What's Joey got to do? Joey's got to take Mom to pee. Joey's got to help with. That was not fair to him. So I'm glad it was a brief portion of his childhood. It wasn't much of it, but I'm glad that he understands and we've had to talk. But I'm glad that part showed me that my son was willing to step up when he needed to. But it also showed me that I needed to man up and put down that bottle so that my son didn't have to. So that way I was able to, I wasn't raised that way. My parents weren't that way. I was raised very conservative and very old fashioned. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I was raised to be the man that I am today, not the man I was when I was drinking. And now I know that I can call my parents and they'll answer the phone, because it's not going to be drunk ramblings. They know it's going to be the son that they raised talking sense like they raised him to do. And they know that I'm paying my bills, I'm taking care of my family, and that I was adopted as well. Like I'm adopting Joey. My dad was, he was my stepdad, at first, and then he adopted me and raised me. He started raising me at age 3. Everything I know today, like mechanic wise, I learned from him. So I wanted to pay that forward immediately. When I met Joey, I knew that's my son, So to anybody out there that's got children and they feel like they're in that place where it's like, okay, I've been letting them down. There's a way out of that. It's never too late to stop doing what you're doing and do something different. Even if it's one small thing. You can go to a meeting, you can contact somebody, you can call the central office for AA. You could Google that, pull up central office, and you can call them. They'll find you a meeting. That's how I found my first one. Matter of fact, if you are drunk and you want to detox, you can call 911 and they will send a medic to pick you up and take you to a detox. I did not know these things until I came in the rooms, but now these are tools that are available to anybody that really needs them. And I'm not saying abuse the system, but by God, abuse the system if you got to. Get your help when you need it. But there's definitely a ton of people in the rooms with the experience of any problem that you might run into, somebody's been through it. And if I can't help you, I can get you to somebody that probably can, or they'll know someone. It's literally within an arm's reach. Whatever problem you're facing, we may not be able to get you out of it, but we can tell you how we've gotten through it. So that's the thing, is to make it through the other side. When my head hits the pillow, I'm sober. If I wake up in the morning, that's a gift. I got another day that I get to live a sober life. My goal now is to be able to live the rest of my days, no matter how many they are. I don't care if it's 1 or 1,000,000, but my point is to be able to live the rest of my days the same way that I'm doing it today. Getting up, fellowshipping with other alcoholics and addicts, hanging out, never being judgmental. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. That's the service word to me. That's hanging out. That's all it is. I'm going to hang out with some people that are like me. They're just at a different stage of where I'm at. That's where, I've been in their chair. Now I'm here. So the goal for me is to show them how I got from that chair to here. So in 20 years, I just want to be able to do that same thing. I never want to stop remembering that chair that I used to sit in the same facilities like they are, and how I earned that seat. Because if I forget how I got here, I'll be back in their chair. It's that quick. It's that simple. Yeah. So the main thing is doing the next right thing. Put left foot, right foot, repeat. You know that from the military. Literally, that's life now. It's just literally what I'm doing is working. So I'm not. If I change it, I'm adding something to it. I'm not taking anything away from it.
Right.
Like I can do slight modifications, but I'm not like, okay, I'm going to catch an extra noon meeting this week. I'm not going to burn myself out, but at the same time, I'm not going to stop going to these meetings. I have to. It's not a want to anymore. It's part of my life. It's my day. It's my schedule. I'm going to do this, and once you get it in motion, though, it's not a chore. I know in the beginning it felt like, man, my sponsor's making me go to this extra meeting, and I don't want to go. Now it's like I get to wake up today. I get to step up and be the man my family needs to be. And the way I get to do that is by continuing to go to these meetings, listen to these people, and share my experience, strength, and hope. And if I don't live that, I know exactly what I'll be living, and it wasn't fun. So that's all I got.
Wow. Robin, anything else?
I hope we inspire somebody. I hope we save somebody. Like if we can save one person, then I'll know that we've done our job, because I was in the worst place as somebody who didn't know what the purpose of surviving was, to now being the most happiest person to be alive and living this life to the fullest and the most beautifulest. It's all because of the program. And I just really want people to know that, and that they can feel the same way.
Amen. Dancing. Somebody told me that you got a way to dance. You figured out how to dance.
I did.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
All right. You guys figured out if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. I told her she's light as a feather. I said, I pick her up. Her feet don't have to touch the floor. I can move. I told her I got 2 left feet. I can't dance with anything. But hey, I will turn the song on, and I'll enjoy every minute of it because it's with her.
God bless you.
It's just one of those that hey, when you find your person and you're both on the same track and you're doing the right thing, life starts to make a lot more sense. Yeah. I'm not saying that the goal of life is to find your person. You got to find yourself first, and that's where we all start out. And that's why I had failed relationships before. I failed everybody that I was with. I was a letdown to everybody in my life until I wasn't. And that's who I used to be, and I know it, and I own it. I don't deny a single bit of my past. I know exactly who I was, and I'm grateful that I was given the opportunity to be better, to not be that person. And I wouldn't have thought it would take me this long to grow up, but it did, and that's okay. I'm here now. The point at the end of the day, I'm doing better than I was. I'm a different version of the same person. Yeah. And I can look at the old version of me and say, okay, I made a lot of messes, but now I'm doing what I can to fix those, even debts that I didn't pay, things like I'm working into all that. Like I'm contacting companies before they can contact me. Like, hey, I found this invoice over here, and apparently I still owe you money. Can we get a payment plan set up so I can get this resolved? So that's something that the old me never would have done.
Right.
That's part of making amends, though.
That's right.
It's not just amends to me, it's also amends to myself.
Yeah.
Because every time that I cut a corner somewhere or didn't do something or couldn't do something because I blew all my money on booze, right? But anytime I did all that stuff, it's not just about those institutions. Financial institutions can recover. They got insurance to cover their loss.
Right.
But that was an injury to myself because that's not how I was raised. And that starts to eat at you. And I built a resentment. The biggest resentment I had was against me. That was it. But I figured there's a simple fix to that. It wasn't quick, but there was a simple fix to that. Once I stopped doing the dumb and start doing right, I started feeling better about myself. And not to sound selfish, but it is in a way service work. Yes, they say it's a selfish program. I get it, because service work, I get as much out of it as the people that I'm trying to help, because it gives me a sense of purpose, and it makes everything that I've ever been through, all the bad experiences that I've had, everything else, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because now I can relate to these people that are going through the same things or similar things, and now that I know it wasn't all for nothing, I don't resent myself anymore. I don't resent the past.
Right.
That was my education, School of Hard Knocks. That's what that was. I mean, I was literally earning my street bachelor's or my doctorate there, I guess you could say. But
God never wastes a hurt.
No, like I say, and everything that come through, everything I've been through, things I figured I would nothing good could ever come of it. And yet now I'm meeting people that are needing this information that I now have access to because of the stupid stuff I did. So it's like, that's random tools in my shed, man, but I got you, you know?
Yeah.
But it works out. I see that everything does come together, and people say that their higher power, God, the universe, whatever people want to call it, these things don't happen on accident. That's the thing. And I had to click on too. I got a lot of friends that were like atheists, complete and total. The big book, between it and just time, it soaked in, and I understood that anybody in this program can have whatever their concept of God is, as long as there's something that they can pray to, something that they can hold themselves accountable to, a God of your understanding. That is my favorite line right there when I'm like, the God of my understanding. When I say that, I'm not offending anyone of any different faith. It has nothing to do with religion. It's just me. It's my accountability in check. That's all it is. So anybody that's atheist, anything like that out there, or different religions, and like, okay, this program says God a lot. Okay, replace the word God with group of drunks, G-O-D, or good orderly direction. Don't get hung up. It's not a church, and it's not a cult. all the stigma that you hear, all that. Basically, you come in and hang out with a bunch of people that like to have fun, that don't want to ruin our lives anymore.
Right.
So it's like, come join the party. It's where the actual cool kids are.
That's right. That's right. Wow, guys. Great show. We did not talk, because I hadn't planned on it, talk about your individual journeys, kind of in more detail. Would you guys be interested in coming on in the future? You can both come on, but the gist of that would be to catch, your individual experience, strength, and hope. Would you be interested in that?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm always subject to recall. I signed the contract.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about getting you guys on the calendar in the future. But I'm going to tell you, I am really blessed I'm honored that you guys came on today. I'm honored that you did your first podcast with me. That's great. Wow. Wow.
It broke the ice. Because like I said, we're sitting here hanging out with our buddy. We've got some microphones in here, but we're hanging out with our buddy. But we're also talking to the rest of everybody.
That's right. That's right.
It's like a two-way mirror. They're on the other side. You can't see it, but they see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really nervous at first, but then I was like, this is easy. This is a piece of cake.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can tell that my dog takes a liking to you because he's as close to you as he can get. Look at him. Danny, are you okay? Danny, hey. He's like, I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm over here with Robin. You kill me.
He does that.
All right. So I was out of town when you got married. Thanks for the invite. But I wanted to, since you guys blessed me, I wanted to give you guys a night at the theater. So got you a little gift certificate here for the theater. Covers your popcorn and soda.
Oh.
You all right with that?
Yeah.
All right. So Thanks. We're kind of strapped down with microphones here, but I'll sit here and give it to you when we're done.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So, no, thank you, man. You guys really blessed me. I mean, I was already moved by y'all, but to hear some of the things that, are between the 6 inches of your ears and that pumping heart of y'all, man, just golly, thank you. All right. So that is a wrap on today's show. What say you folks on today's topic? Leave your thoughts and comments on shoutoutfromthepit.com. Don't forget, now we're on Facebook, so we're new, and I guess there's algorithms to, and I am such not a nerd, but if you'll just go there, become a member, group member, like, follow, share, like, but just as important as that, we opened it up to the public so you guys could post positive stuff there. I know I said it in the earlier opening of the show, but please, we're all tired of the gigo, garbage in, garbage out. So we're trying to move to the good in and the good out. So post some funny stuff on there, optimistic stuff, stuff that, that you'd want to see and you want to share. All right. And remember, if you want to feel good about yourself, I think Blake and Robin hit it right on the head. Go out and do something for someone else. And finally, you are not alone. If no one's told you that they love you today, we love you. So God bless you. Have an outstanding American day. This is Bob, the old rucker, Danny, Blake, and Robin. Peace out.
Later.
That's awesome.